Phoenician Christians. That's Acts 15 verse 3 and Acts 21 verses 2 through 7. So there you have the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It says that Tyre and Sidon were Phoenician cities. Now, I'm going to read to you from page 595 that talks about Tyre. Page 595, it says, Tyre was a Phoenician port south of Sidon and north of Carmel. It says it was first built on the mainland, but later on a nearby island. There you go. That's that island that I was trying to come up with. It was indeed Tyre. It was a powerful merchant city. It was famous for dyes, glassware, and metalworks. Carthage was founded by tyrannists denounced by the prophets. Yeshua visited the region. Paul stayed there 7 days. And Sidon, city of Phoenicia, coincide. Just be careful on dates. Always ask your biblical history, because there's a lot of times, sometimes accurate in biblical history timeline, and some of them sometimes are way off. Sidon, a Phoenician city midway between Berytus, which is Beirut, and Tyre. It's a small offshore islands made an excellent port. In ancient times, they seem to have been linked by moles. Sidon appears in the Old Testament as the chief city of Phoenicia, and the name was applied frequently to the whole nation. The city seems to have been a center of trade and enterprise. The art of glass blowing was discovered in the 1st century BC at Sidon, and the names of a number of glass blowers have been recovered from the surviving samples of their art. Sidon shared fully in the seafaring, commercial, and colonizing enterprises of the Phoenician people, and so on and so forth. Sidon had a bad name in Scripture as a hotbed of Phoenician idolatry, and we already read Isaiah 23 and Ezekiel 28, and materialism of Christian disciples, and a port of call of Paul. That's Acts 27 verse 3. So Paul preached there too. So Tyre and Sidon were Phoenician. Now, here's the thing. The Phoenicians were Hebrews. Yay! The Phoenicians were Hebrews. Where on earth would they get their language from if they weren't Hebrews? The ancient Hebrew alphabet. Yes, I got this from the Gathering of Christ Church, where I learned a lot about the Hebrew language. And I'm going to try to get this close where you can read it. Here's the Assyrian Hebrew on this column. Here's the ancient Hebrew in this column. And this is my only copy. I could have presented it in a more easy to read fashion, but this is the only way I have right now. So this is the column you want to look at to find the alphabet. And here's the way you pronounce it. Ah, ba, just like Hebrew. It reads from right to left. Just like Hebrew, it's nothing but consonants. If you go research the Phoenician alphabet, this is what you will see. But you know what? This is ancient Hebrew. Hebrew that was used from the days of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the only time they changed to this Hebrew script was after they got to Assyria. So you know what that tells me is the Phoenicians never went to Assyria, because their script never changed. Very interesting. Ancient Hebrew and Phoenician alphabet, one and the same. And if you search the Greek alphabet, you will find that the Greeks got their alphabet from Phoenicia. From the Phoenicians, of course, influenced the Greeks, and so the Greeks said, hey, cool alphabet, can we use it? So the ancient Greek was adapted from the ancient cool alphabet. Can we use it? So the ancient Greek was adapted from the ancient Phoenician. And in fact, if you analyze today's English letter, a lot of them look a lot like the ancient Hebrew. In fact, here, this is from my notes. As you can see here in this column, I put today's English letters. In this column, I put Assyrian Hebrew script. And in this column, I put ancient Hebrew letters. And I wanted to just analyze it and see, were there any today's English versus ancient Hebrew? And you know what? There is. In fact, today's English letters look closer to the ancient Hebrew than the Assyrians do. This is the letter A on its side. This is the letter D, only a mirror image and kind of pointy. Okay? This is the letter B except without the lower hump. This is the letter, what is it? Z. This is ZA, right? The letter Z, like a Z. Okay, this is the letter Ka. Doesn't that look just like a K? That looks like the mirror image of the letter K. What does that look like? That looks like an M. This is the letter Ma. Looks just like an M. What's that? That looks like a mirror image of the letter N. And you know what? It's Na. Isn't that cool? Isn't that really cool? More. Okay. Today's English, Q. Look at that. This is ancient Hebrew, Qua. Doesn't that look like a Q? I mean, does that not look like a Q, except closer to a lollipop? And then Ra, here's the letter Ra. This looks like a mirror image of the letter R, except without the extra diagonal line. And this is the letter La, L. I mean, I could definitely see somebody turning that into an L. Instead of making it curvy, you just make it angular, and you have the letter L. You see, today's English alphabet was derived from the Phoenicians, because we are the daughters of the Phoenicians, are my forefathers. This cool book, the very title is intriguing. The Phoenician Origin of Britons, Scots, and Anglo-Saxons, discovered by Phoenician and Sumerian inscriptions. So he's taking the letters of the Phoenician inscriptions in the areas of Great Britain, yes, because they're there, and saying, you know what? The modern, or there's just stepping stones to get to the alphabet we have today, but originated with ancient Phoenician. Oh, in Britain, by pre-Roman Britain coins. So he's analyzing coins here. Like I said, I just got this book, so I had a chance to read it. But I want to show you a few pages. Page 9 is a face of a Phoenician. So if you want to know what a Phoenician looks like, look at a coin, a Phoenician coin. Here's a Phoenician coin. We had these funny two-lobed coins that were connected in the middle. So look at that face. I mean, does that not almost look like a Greek god or something? That's a face of a Phoenician. Talk about beauty. Look at it looks a little different. Okay, it looks maybe a little bit funny. Got a little bit of an underbite going on there, but really, I mean, I could definitely see some beauty in that face. Bible talks about their beauty. Page 3. The swastika was used by the Phoenicians. The swastika is an Aryan symbol, and no, it's been given such a bad name by Hitler. Swastika all over the world, and it's always a positive of nobility, honor, good stuff like that. Page 3. And they put it on their idols, but of course, you know, they mean for it to be a positive thing in the context of their culture. Am I going to go around putting swastikas on my stuff? No, I'm not. But I'm telling you, this is an indication of a certain racial group. Phoenician inscriptions on early Britain coins, page 43. Early British coins. Early British coins. Let's see what kind of writing is on there. Okay, figure. Okay, this guy says this is ancient Phoenician on this early British coin. Page 56 and page 57. Britannia, early British coins. It says Britannia on it. There's some Phoenician goddesses. Okay. Here, this one right here that I'm pointing to right now. It says Europea Sidon Col Metro. Of course, Sidon, like we read in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, Sidon is sometimes used to denote the whole entire nation of Phoenicia. And it says the word Europea on it. Now, that's all I have to offer you from this book because I have not read much of it. I'm going to show you a Phoenician ship from this book. This book is cool. Okay, talk about ships of Tarshish. This whole entire book is ships of Tarshish. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I love things like Phoenician ship. Let me show you a Phoenician ship. Okay, Phoenician cargo ship. All of their beautiful merchandise went in a ship like this. In that Uluburun wreck that I showed you in that other book, it could have been a ship just this. In fact, let me turn there. Let's see if we can see any similarities. Okay, take a good look at that image. Okay, it's not a full side view, but get what you can get out of that. And then here's the picture I've got of the Phoenician cargo ship. Okay, you see this part that goes straight up? That was in the Uluburun wreck picture that I just showed you. So I'll bet that ship was a Phoenician ship. I'll just bet that Uluburun wreck was a Phoenician cargo vessel because look at how much stuff was on that. Do you remember what I... Wooden ships with a sail and oars for a rower. A wicker barrier probably intended to hold the deck cargo away from the oarsmen. So dimensions, 55 feet by 12 feet by 5 feet. Cargo, fish, grain, metals, wine. So about 55-foot ship, cargo ship. Oh, America, BC, really cool book. Most historians are not going to give you the material that you'll find in Barry Fell's books. America, BC is one of the treasure troves of ancient American history. I have a book with information like this called Columbus Was Last. Get this book, Columbus Was Last. You know, the common story we all learned in school. Columbus came and raped and pillaged everybody. And thus was the nature of the first meeting of the white man with the natives of America.